So we are smash in the middle of Stewardship Month. And our message today is called See the Good That Happens. Now we have had, let's see that stewardship slide. We have had accept the invitation. We've had step into giving. And now we have see the good that happens. Are you hearing my verbs? Nothing passive. It's all actions that we take. So we get to play with see the good that happens this week. And a lot of times it sounds like this being echoed back to me. Okay, I prayed my first abundant prayer. Where's my money? I said 4 affirmations. Where's my money? Or I'm feeling really good about it. But then I checked my bank account and Reverend Leslie, where's my money? I feel like I sat through 2 talks that said if I start giving, I'm going to start receiving. And it's been 4.5 seconds. Show me the money. And so it makes it extra fun that I get to do this middle piece because the changes are already happening. If you've been doing this work with us, and I know you have because I can see into your brains, that's how I get the talk that's just for you every week. That section got the joke. If you've been doing the work with us, I'm willing to bet things are starting to feel a little bit different on the inside of you. And that's because when a change happens to us, it's like a coin. It's this brilliant, shiny, beautiful thing on the inside of us, but it also has the flip side. See, the personal changes on the inside of us must happen for the manifest changes to happen out there. And the inside changes happen first. I'm going to say that again. The inside changes happen first. The inside changes empower the manifest changes. If we think of our big teaching symbol, I will be the teaching symbol. We've got this V coming in and these great ideas come in. Think of it as affirmations and classes and prayers. Oh my. And they're coming in and they hit that middle section. Well, what's hanging out in the middle section? The law and the internal consciousness, right? So I believe in affirmations. Is that hanging out? Is the belief that affirmations work hanging out in my middle section? Yes. I believe in spiritual mind treatment. Is belief in spiritual mind treatment hanging out in there? Yes. But if I'm saying, where's my money? What might also be hanging out in that middle section? A little bit of doubt, a little bit of entitlement, a little bit of demandingness, a little bit of, hey, am I in a pyramid scheme? I mean, everybody in this place I go seems very excited and wrapped up in it and convinced, but I would like to see my money right now, please. And the first way we start to deal with that, I want it now, is to recognize that now is already happening. We're already in it. The changes happen first on the inside. And here's the thing, that coin we talked about, the changes we want to see are on one side of the coin, but coins have 2 sides, don't they? Has anybody ever managed to get an only heads quarter? Yeah, it's both sides. And on the other side are some feelings that maybe feel less comfortable. So we're going to talk about them today. And we're just going to call it what it is so that when it starts happening on the inside of us, if it isn't already, we can go, oh, that's just part of the process. See, in order to implement spiritual law by following spiritual processes, we have to then trust the process. So let's take a deep breath. Those of us who are still irritated can take one more deep breath. And let's talk about some of the changes that might be showing up. So one of these shifts in our consciousness and awareness that allows us to start being someone who experiences manifest physical abundance of good things is that we awaken. We wake up on the inside of ourselves. And this might sound familiar. It can sound like excitement and expectancy, that I'm on the right track and good is happening for me now, and it is awesome. Anybody relate to that feeling? You know, I'm doing these studies, things are shaking up in me, and I can see all the possibilities. And they are gorgeous and creative and exciting, and I'm getting wound up and I'm getting so excited, and yeah, you can relate? So Ernest Holmes has a quote that to me speaks to this energy. And he says, since there is such a law, of course talking about the law of cause and effect, and we are always using it, we're all receiving from life an objective equivalent of our inward mental attitudes. If we wish more, we must increase our expectancy and we must identify ourselves with more. More what? More whatever you want. More money, more excitement, more passion in your relationships, more creativity, more paths to walk down that seem fun and exciting. And then you start thinking about it, and oh my God, the doubts show up. The other side of the coin. The doubts show up. Oh no. What if I'm thinking too big? What if it's all going to fall apart? What if they don't like it? What if nobody lets me do it? What if they let me do it and I'm terrible? Oh my God, there's going to be video. Somebody's going to make me watch the video. In the early stages of excitement and passion and awakening, we are easily crashed back down to earth because it's new. Anytime we're new at something, it takes a little bit to anchor it before it's easily slid. And people, here's what we're gonna really anchor into in this message, is that excitement and doubt are not opposites. They're a slider. They're the same energy, but where are we on that slider today? Think about it. Think about the most excited you've ever been. Your wedding day. Maybe not that guy's wedding day. Right before starting your dream job, whatever the most excited you've ever been is, think about how that felt like in your tummy, right? And now think about you're right at the top of the roller coaster about to go down, and it seems like not a good idea anymore. Not a great plan anymore. That's the same feeling. It's the same physiological feeling. We get to decide what it means. So if you are someone, we can go ahead and let that go. If you are someone who is in the big flowery part of awakening and everything sounds really fun and exciting, you're signing up for everything and you're doing this stuff, awesome. I'm so excited for you. And if you are in the part where you're going, oh my God, is any of this real? Am I making it all up? Is my mother-in-law right? Congratulations, because you too are awakening. You're opening yourself up to new things, and it is natural to look to the fullest extent on both sides of anything you're opening up to. So I invite you to play with this idea. What if my doubt is a sign I'm on the right path? What if it is a sign that I am awakening to the possibilities in my life? I did a wedding recently for a beloved family member of mine, my little cousin, who's in her late 20s, but she's still little to me. And her mom reminded me of a story when she's a very determined little creature. And when she was like 4, she decided she was going to be able to do the monkey bars. And she's little, right? She was going to do those monkey bars. And she practiced them until her little fingers bled. She was serious. And so one day I go and visit. They live in the Midwest. I went to visit and see her, and she was like, Mom, we have to take Leslie to the park so I can show her my monkey bars. And Chrissy's like, to watch you not do the monkey bars? Because I've watched many days of you not doing the monkey bars. She was like, this is going to be the day. Bring her. So we go to the park, and she gets the monkey bars, and remember this? Interestingly, this works for monkey bars and double dutch. Okay, you got to get the rhythm, right? Get the rhythm. She gets up there, and she does the big kicky, the big kicky. Hang with us, non-monkey bar people. She does the big kicky swing, and she gets the other one, and she gets the third one. She's like, I'm doing it, I'm going to do it, I don't know how. And fell. And that is this. That is, I'm doing it. Oh my gosh, I just remembered, I don't know how to do it. Down we go. Does that mean we didn't do the first 3 monkey bars beautifully? No. Our doubt had us drop, not our inability. And doubt is just a moment where we slid. It's just a little one of these. That's all it is. Which means we can do this to get back. It's not that hard. We can do it. Being easily crashed down to earth is okay. Hanging out on earth for a while is okay. But everything you're dreaming from is just a reach. It's just a monkey bar away. The next thing you might notice is that you are relaxing. You're just kind of chilling out. The world starts to look different. Remember all the things you used to have to fix and manipulate and list and control and chart, make Excel spreadsheets of, and supervise to make sure people are following the correct color-coded Excel spreadsheet with the color-coded dots? Just me? I bet I was a joy as a manager. Peace of mind starts to happen way before we realize it. And it shows up as calm when you wouldn't used to have been calm, and a sense that the universe has got you. Whether you say God's got me, Spirit's got me, it all works out in the end. This is a safe place to live. Things that used to send you up into a tizzy, every once in a while you notice, I'm not freaking out. The job changes, and instead of, oh my God, it's all falling apart, I'm going to get fired, it becomes, maybe I'll like my next boss better. Anybody resonating with that? And you're really leaning into it when someone who knows and loves you says, so you just don't care about things anymore? Are you just delusional now? I said that a little too much like I had experienced hearing that, didn't I? But the truth is, as we start to relax into the way the universe works, remember, Science of Mind doesn't have like a special lease on this. We just have a dude that wrote some books. Good books. We like Ernie. We like his books. But the laws of the universe have been the laws of the universe the whole time. There could be another great flood and wipe us all away, and another civilization will rise up. And guess what the laws of the universe will be? The same ones. We didn't make this up, and we don't own it. But when people start to live in alignment with it, like John Song said, when we live in alignment with the laws of the universe, we start to realize that we can control things, but we don't have to. The universe has got it. Things tend to work out, as is oft inappropriately quoted to Martin Luther King, because he liked to quote it, but I can't remember who actually said it, which is probably why people misattribute it to Martin Luther King. The arc of justice is long, but it bends towards the good. And when you start to feel that, like really feel it on the inside of yourself, we don't have to be the karma police. The universe already is built to handle all of these things. There's a story from the Gospels, and Jesus is out. He's out with his fisherman buddies, fishing, as guys do, you know. And a storm comes up, and it is wild. It's one of those dangerous ones where it's not great to be out on a boat, especially a boat from 2,000 years ago that may not have had all the safety equipment. I do not think any of them had life vests. The storm's coming up. Everybody's getting really nervous, and Jesus stands up in the boat. Didn't have a life vest. Stood up in the boat. You're not supposed to do that. Stands up in the boat, and he says, "Peace, be still." And what happened to the water? It stopped. It went calm. That's what I feel like this concept of it all works out in the end. I would call it divine order, that there's a divine right order, and things tend to land where they ought in the end. And it doesn't always look the way I think it should have looked, but a lot of the time it looks better. It looks better than what I could have come up with. I feel like on the inside of myself, that voice that comes up from the inner altar of the Most High that likes to counteract my sock puppet of despair and dismay, you might remember her. It's all going to fall apart. Everything's going to be terrible. And up comes the spirit sock puppet. I really need to invest in some sock puppets, guys. And it says, "Peace, be still," which in my head translates to, "Girl, chill. It's fine. Maybe take a nappy. It's going to be all right." And that can look really wild to our friends and family when it looks like the world's crashing down, and old us would have been going into hyperdrive to make a color-coded index of all the ways it has to be fixed. And we just say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And it feels really nice. And then we go for our nappy. I don't know where you go. For me, it's pretty well always a nappy. The sock puppet comes back. And the sock puppet says, "Oh my God, it's all going to fall apart." The voice of all those friends showing up on the inside of us, because here's the slider. On one side is peace, and on the other side is panic. What if, when we hit that mode of panic, it's not a sign that we've fallen off the wagon, it's just that we're looking over the other edge of the cart. See, we can't open ourselves up to the possibility of new, deep peace without also having opened up the part of ourselves that feel the fullness of the changes. And the panic pokes its little head up for a minute, and then it goes away. But if we fall prey to the tendency to believe that the panic is the voice of truth and the peace is the voice of the woo-woo fairies in our head, oh, come on, I'm not the only one. We've all had this thought once or twice. If we fall prey to that, we are cutting off our own legs. Because it's a different story. It's not kooky, delusional versus reality. It's higher truth versus worldly truth. And most of us are in this room, are on this YouTube channel, are watching this message because we have looked around at the way that the typical culture of the world is doing this, and we've said, I think there must be a better way to do that. I would really like to not feel like the panicked masses I'm seeing on the news. I would really love to not have that experience. And part of getting back into the peace side of it is allowing the panic to be okay. It's okay. I'm just feeling the other side of it for a minute. I'm just on the other side of the coin for a moment. The third change you might notice, and the final one I'm going to talk about, we've talked about awakening, we've talked about relaxing. The third one we're going to talk about is opening. And it's opening to the flow. It's one step deeper than the idea that there's divine right action happening, and allowing ourselves to be in that right action, allowing the right action to carry us. It's a form of, okay, take a deep breath, surrender. People who really freak out about surrender, take one more deep breath. You know who you are. It's a form of surrender. And when we lean into that flow, one of the things we tend to miss is that we're leaning into the flow of giving and receiving. Giving and receiving money, giving and receiving love, giving and receiving assistance. I mean, think about all of the giving and receiving that our congregant care team does on a daily basis. Giving a card or a visit, receiving the gratitude. Giving a ride to the hospital, receiving that loving connection. It's part of being in the flow. And we can't have it if we won't relax into it. We know we're leaning into this energy when it starts to feel like, it's all good. It's all good. This or something better. Feels like a very in the flow feeling. Maya Angelou had a beautiful quote that I love that says, I have found that amongst its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver. Doesn't that feel like such an in the flow statement? So we're in the flow and we're giving and everything is feeling gentle and lovely and kind, and then, oh my God, there's not going to be enough. Oh my gosh, I got to hold on to everything that's mine. I got to hold on to it. Because what if they don't? What if I don't receive? What if they don't give back? And I would call that clenching. There's the giving and the clenching. And the giving and the clenching. I don't think I have to tell you which one feels better, but the slider looks like this. We're good, Dylan. The giving and the clenching. And I would say, step one is to know that the clenching is just your ego's reaction to the giving. It's going, wait a minute, I thought we were going to keep what was ours and get more. But bit by bit, we find ourselves more here and less here. These are the shifts, the opening, the awakening, the expansiveness, the surrender into the laws of the universe. All of these are prerequisites to it showing up in the physical form. Because when we think of our teaching symbol, it comes down, it enters that middle section, and that middle section is what we truly believe, what we have embodied. And that has to be in alignment with the giving, with the receiving, with the opening for what comes through us, because that's how it shows up. It's not like God in a throne. I don't know what's always a throne. Always a beard, too. Often a scroll. It's a mystery to me, this depiction of the divine. It's not like the divine is there and is like, Megs, you deserve the thing, have the thing, and then you get the thing. Like, it just doesn't work that way, at least not in my understanding of it. Instead, what it is Megs aligning with the divine, doing the work on herself, opening up, and then through her is birthed something amazing. Through us. The divine can't do anything to us that it can't do through us, as us. And so this is the invitation. This week, and really forever, let yourself see the shifts that are happening in you. Let yourself see the ones that feel airy-fairy yummy, and let yourself see the ones that feel a little less pleasant as just the growing pains of birthing the airy-fairy. And then next week, when we get to watch the abundance roll in, that's the title of the next talk, well, no, this has been the prerequisite. Let ourselves see the changes and perhaps even journal at bedtime a couple of changes that you've noticed. Yes, Mark, you can dictate it into your phone. I don't care how you journal it. Just notice. Really let yourself see it. Because that which we see sticks. And you deserve to have a life that looks exactly how you would want it to be. And so it is. So let's anchor this into some prayer together. How good it is to just be in this place of divine knowingness, to be aware and awake to the fact that there is this infinite life right where we are, in, through, and as each one of us and every sentient being of every belief structure and every faith and every political party and every nation on this planet, and if they are somewhere else, there too. It is the literal all there is. And so what I can know for myself and for everyone within the sound of my voice is that the divine is working as us to bring forth healing and wholeness and abundance of every good and needed thing. That there is nothing that we can place upon the altar of the divine that is not met with a, we've got you. All of us are safe and held and loved and complete just as we are. And so knowing this truth, I simply know that the abundance of goodness is already uncovering itself in, through, and as each one of us. It's already happening. And so we celebrate it, we claim it, we know it, we have gratitude for it. It is so good. It is so good. And I simply trust that whatever need comes up is met. So with a grateful heart, I just let this be. As we claim it together, we say, and so it is.